Good evening, watchers, and welcome to a totally flawed movie review tonight. And tonight I've had a busy day, so tonight I'm going to review a film called Event Horizon. I've just been finished watching this about an hour ago, just over an hour ago. I've been watching something else, so I had to freaking well, I don't know. How did I finish? Well, I finished about an hour ago, maybe. Yeah, about an hour ago. So anyways, Event Horizon, a film that flopped at the cinema, wasn't a massive hit, but now it's a cult classic. It's directed by Paul Anderson, and this film's good. Honestly, I'm just like, great film. Okay, right. So it's about the ship called Event Horizon that was on its voyage. It's like a high-tech ship that was on a voyage somewhere, but then it vanished 7 years before, then it popped up 7 years later. Then it sends out a signal 7 years later when it pops up out of thin air. Of course, there's this like other ship called the the Lewis and Clark that actually receives its signal. Of course, on that ship is like a crew there. It's like thinking Sam Neill's character and some other characters in the film. So there's this black guy in it. He makes me laugh. He's quite funny. And there's quite a very attractive blonde woman in it. I've seen her quite a few films. Actually, I don't know, what was she in? I can't remember what she was on now, but she's familiar. But then you got Lawrence Fishburne, who's like, I suppose he's the main character in it, of course. Hero. Of course, you got like Lawrence Fishburne's character. Of course, he's kind of like the main captain in the film, of course. And the film kind of reminds me of I suppose Alien a little bit, and Amityville Horror, and Dead Space, and some other haunted house science fiction movie. And so yeah, it's like I said, it's Event Horizon. It's state of the art. It's a state of the art of like I said, it's a state of the art spaceship that can go through space pretty fast. It can bend like space, so it can do that kind of stuff. Of course, when it does that, it vanishes and it brings. Then something happens to the crew, of course. Now I had a few ideas what they could do for a prequel if they did a prequel to it, and I'll tell that later after when I've done this video. So anyway, so a really good film by the way. And anyway, like at the beginning of the film, you have Sam Neill's character who joins the crew. Of course, they have to. Of course, the crew at first don't know what they're doing. They're like, what's the mission? Of course. Of course, he tells them, and they think it's sort of bullshit. The ship's just popped out from nowhere, and of course, I like the beginning of the film. You actually see the ship, and it's like, and you see that dead body floating like that. That's just freaking fantastic. The effects are still pretty good. Some of the effects are kind of aged like I've aged, but some of it looks great. So I'm just like, wow. They use like I don't know, just the way they did the effects is the bottles, hover, the bottles flying. It's just it's cool the way they did the effects in this film. I think it's fantastic. I love the ship in it. The ship design's pretty cool, and I saw how they did the ship design. Actually, they kind of did it like I suppose a church sort of like a design of the. So yeah, the design is pretty cool. I remember watching it the first time. I thought that ship was pretty cool. I like it. It's not like Star Trek. It's not like Star Wars. It's something different. It's kind of grey. It's scary. It's creeper. But anyway, they have to find this ship above. I can't remember what planet. Can't remember what it's above some planet anyway. Can't remember the name of the planet, but they have to go there to find it and salvage the ship or so and rescue the crew. Of course, it doesn't quite go to plan, of course, which is always the funness of this film. It's a great film. It really is. It's one of the films that has actually become quite a favourite now. A couple of years ago, we didn't get the best ratings. It was kind of like, but now people just love the film to bits. But yeah, it's a great film, and I hope they make a prequel or maybe a sequel. So anyway, when they do find the ship, it's just there, It's just like it's not doing anything. It's not moving. It's just there, dead above this planet. I can't remember what planet it's called, but it's above this planet somewhere. And of course, they have to salvage the ship, and then they got to They gotta go onto the ship, find the crew and stuff, and like rescue them and stuff, and see what's happened, of course, because they got some signal from the ship, and there's actually a recording that they found on the ship. Now, first of all, they found like a signal from the crew there's like a fuzzy signal that you can't understand what it's saying, but one guy figures out what one of the characters said, but of course he gets it wrong later on in the film because he finds out, oh, damn, I've just screwed up on what he just said. He said something different. Anyway, so when they go on this ship, right, you know, it's all creepy and stuff, right, and they're wearing like suits, they go on the ship, and of course that's when you see, you know, creepy shit starts happening on the film. So anyway, they find like a recording, and it's pretty, and it, you know, straight away you think it's all fuzzy and stuff. You can't see what's going on until later on in the film when you figure out, oh shit, well, that's what happened on the ship. Everyone went crazy, of course. So everyone, some of the characters, of course, the ship is quite. What happens on it? Yeah, they dock at the ship, of course. So it happens anyway. One of the characters goes to the core of the ship, and there's this like sphere thing, this thing that spins around and stuff like, and it's called I think it's called the core or something, and it spins around, of course, then it stops, and then it kind of like opens up, and this black. First of all, it's like this light, and it's black stuff, and he does some stupid thing by touching it, like, and he gets sucked into it, of course. And when he does get sucked into it, one of the other guys, there's this like massive explosion. I don't know what it is. It's like. What happens? I think the explosion first. Yeah, it's like a massive. It's like I don't know what it is. It's like it's like a. I suppose it's like air coming out. It's like, you know, just blows like his hair or stuff like that, and it damages the other ship, of course. And so I've had a busy day. It's hard to explain when you watch the film and if you've had a busy day. It's like really hard, but I've enjoyed it. I didn't fall asleep watching it. It's fantastic. But anyway, so what happens though? It damages the other ship. Of course, they have to. Repair the other ship. Of course, the other guy was sucked into that freaking massive, that I don't know what it is, portal thing, whatever, black stuff. He acts quite weird later on in the film. He gets, you know, I does something stupid. Because some creepy shit starts happening with some of the characters start hallucination. Because thing is about this film, it's not all the characters see hallucinations. Some of the characters hallucinate, and some of the others, we haven't been hallucinating, of course. When they do, of course, later on in the film, man, there is this. You do see the recording on the video. I'm not going to make this review long because it's a great film, but I'm not going to make it a long review. It's a review. And anyway, this is an interesting. This scene was pretty interesting. The scene was. There's part where the two women are like the freaking controls, like the scream out, of course, and then automatically the video that they were watching before actually is a better. Somehow is a lot more clear now. So the next minute you see this freaking creepy video of all of them either eating themselves. I think one of the characters like eating himself, like actually chewing his arm and stuff. Ugh, it's like Jesus Christ, and they're like murdering each other. So it's freaking crazy. They're actually literally gone crazy in this film. So yeah, fantastic. And then they go, you know what? Let's get the hell out of here. And they're literally like, we're getting off this damn ship. Of course, Sam Neill's character is saying, you know, we shouldn't. You know, we've got to salvage this ship, and he's actually, and of course, his character starts to get more kind of possessed by the ship. He starts acting a bit funny later on in the film. Of course, he acts even more crazy later on in the film. And of course, he never saw it coming. He never saw it coming. If you know what I mean. So anyway, what happens? So when they start to leave the ship, right, some of the characters are desperate to leave the ship, of course. But one of the characters, the woman in it, sees a son. And of course you think, it's not her son. It's like the ship trying to keep her there, keep her there. Of course, she follows our son up to the freaking top where the core is, of course, and then she drops down and she freaking ends up dying, of course. And then Sam Neill's character, he goes in and kind of goes, and then next minute, this scene was pretty crazy. Sees his wife again, of course, and then his wife starts freaking putting his hand on his eyes and starts pulling his eyes out or something. And of course, he's doing that right, and he's pulling his own eyes out. It's like the shit controls him completely. Of course, then Sam Neill's character plants a bomb on the freaking Lois and Clark, not Lois and Clark, but Louise and Clark, and blows the ship up, killing the guy. And of course, the black guy's on the ship, and he somehow it doesn't get blown up. Of course, his character's quite funny. Like I said, some of the effects aren't the best in this film. They look quite dated now with the guy on the ship when the ship explodes and the guy's still on the freaking part of the ship. Like, it looks pretty outdated now, the special effects, but still really enjoyable film. But still, some of it looks great. Some of the effects. Needs a 4K release uncut. They need the 4K uncut version of this film. I heard that there was an uncut version, but they don't have them anymore, which is a freaking shame actually, because my god, this film is so good. So anyway, the guy gets killed. Oh, of course. This is another disturbing scene. There's a guy on it from Star Trek Discovery, of course, really good actor, and he gets attacked by his character, Sam Neill's character, who's been in like possessed or something. I don't know. And he's got no eyes now. So he's got no eyes, so he still can see though, because he's possessed, of course, by some kind of supernatural force, alien force. I don't know what it is. It's creepy. It's like hell. It's like hell's break loose on a ship. So anyway. Like I said, it's a great film. It's like a 1997 film, but it's a really good film. So anyway, he attacks the guy, man. Of course, he cuts him open. Of course, you actually see when he puts him on this like table and he starts cutting him open, and he strings him up like his like guts or whatever. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's actually, it kind of reminds of Hellraiser 2. The Hellraiser. It kind of reminds me because with Sam Neill's character, because he gets obsessed, he gets kind of possessed, right? Like he changes. Of course, when you see him later on in the film, he's kind of got. I don't know. It just looks creepy. It kind of reminds me of Pinhead a little bit. So the last part is pretty cool. I like the last part, the corridor scene with the that scene was cool. Anyway, of course, Okay, let's just cut this review short now. I'm gonna cut it short. But anyway, like I said, it's a great film. It's fantastic. But I like the last part where they start to think, let's blow up the corridor. Of course, I like the fact that they use the front part of the ship as a lifeboat, and then they blow the corridors up with the bombs, like the explosion mechanism. And that last part was pretty fantastic because you think, oh, that's interesting. Where you have Sam Neill's character, he's all naked now, of course. He's all kind of like acting completely nuts. And you got Lawrence Fishburne's character, who's kind of like, he's got the thing to blow the ship up, blow the corridor section to separate the front part to the back part. So yeah, to use the front part as a boat, as a skate pod, I suppose you'd call it. And anyway, yeah, the last part had a nice little twist at the end with Sam Neill's character. And thing is, where she's like dreaming and stuff, and that scene was cool. That scene was quite creepy. Like, oh shit, it's just a dream. It's alright. So yeah, so I'm gonna cut this review short. I'm gonna end it now. Conclusion, the end. Like I said, right at the end of the film, the end. And really good film. And I hope they make a freaking prequel to this film. Before I say, I'm gonna give this rating right now. I'm gonna give this film a actually, I'm going to give the film a 10 out of 10. I love it. I love this film. It's a great film. It's a cult classic now. I was going to give it a 9, but I think it's better than a 9. It's a good film, really good film. It's like some of it's kind of aged now, but effects are. But some of it still looks great, atmosphere and stuff like that. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for Event Horizon. Great film. If you like science fiction horror films, a bit like Pinhead and stuff like that. So if you like Hellraiser films and stuff like that, you'll love this. It's fantastic. So 10 out of 10 for Event Horizon. Great cast, great performances, great effects. Some of it's aged now, but still looks good. And solid performances and great scares in it, suspense and stuff. So yeah, tension too, a lot of tension. Now, hang on, before I go off, I was thinking I reckon they should do a prequel to this film. I was thinking a sequel, but then I think wouldn't it be better to make a prequel to this film? The crew on the recording and stuff like that, I reckon they should do a film on them. Can you just imagine that we have the crew from the first on the recording and actually see their part of the story? It's just an idea I was thinking about. So you see them like actually recording their deaths and stuff. So, and because I think there's a story that could be told that And maybe not everyone died on that shit. Maybe because some characters could have escaped on that last bit. I reckon some of the characters could have escaped on that. Escape pods from the. I don't know. I don't know. I was just thinking there could be a nice, good story there with the original crew from that film. Just an idea. Could call it Event Horizon. I don't know and the name of the crew that was on the new. So anyway, people, leave me like with me review. It's like, I mean, like I said, I've had a busy day. It's like, I've had a busy day. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for Event Horizon. Great film. They need to put some 4K uncut, more added scenes and stuff like. Actually, I would admit, if they had like an extra half an hour of scenes, I would love them to extra 2 hours, more scares and stuff like that. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for Event Horizon. Great film, and I hope they make a sequel or prequel one day. So yeah, here we go. So anyway, people, and we've got to be going. I've got some films there, so I'll do an update later on. So anyway, people, have a nice evening. Take care and enjoy my totally flawed movie review. Bye.